Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Juyu Na Ime. We're gonna get right into One Piece. This episode was a banger, guys. We got a lot of new updates, guys. You get to see a lot of updates on all the different fights. You get to see piece of Momonosuke and his new form. We get to see Luffy is back at it again. We get to see fight between Sanji, Queen, and King. Even Kid, Trafalgar Law, and Big Mama is fighting right now, guys. Let's get right into it. At the beginning of this episode, we get to see the CP0 members sitting down, gathered around together, and they was actually talking about Niko Robin's ability because right now they are actually keeping watch on all the different fights as well that is going on. So they keep an update on everyone who's fighting so they could actually know what is their new abilities and stuff like that. So with Niko Robin now, they get to see that Niko Robin have a new Demino Flare powers, which is very strong. And what they were saying is it come like they don't want it to get into the wrong hands because it will actually have pirates who would actually want to exploit her ability or even have her on their team right now. Then we actually get to see one of those fights that everyone has been waiting for because a lot of people hype it up from in the manga, and that was Renzo actually fighting Fujijima or something like that is his name. I think I'm correct, man. That fight was actually a banger because Renzo wanted to know why Fuji was not being on their side and he was actually with the current shogun, right, who is Orochi, and why he isn't with the current team that is actually fighting to protect the land of Wano, with the team who actually was with the last shogun who was Odin. So we see this fight actually start off with Renzo using his shadow clone ability, right? Then we actually see Fuji, he was doing the same thing as well. That a quick paced battle. Fuji actually speak about Odin, and then Renzo actually sold out himself, and that we had an opportunity to actually hit Renzo, and we see Renzo fall to the ground, and that battle cut there. So we have to wait until next week for the continuation of that battle. Then we get to see Luffy back in his good high spirit again. He had finished eat about a month's supply of food, right? We got from the guy who have the swamp fruit. Get to see Luffy in his fat form, and then he actually slimmed down, and then he started to ball out for Kaido. Then we get a spectacular view of our man Momonosuke in his manly form. You only get to see his body abs wise, you get to see his hand strengthen, right? But and we saw his hair on his head, right? Big and fluffy, but we haven't got to see his face and stuff like that as yet, right? Which would be pretty awesome. I really can't wait to see how they'll actually have his drawing and see how strong he actually would be in his full manly form, because basically he come like he get a level up very quick, right? A easy Zenkai boost for guys who love Dragon Ball Z, right? Now he actually will be able to go in his full dragon form. Also, I don't know what his haki level would look like. And also I know he carry around one of Odin's sword as well, because it's two swords. One was for his sister and one is for him, right? So we would, if we lucky, we might be able to see him use haki and all too before this arc actually over. Then we get to see Trafalgar Law and Kid actually fighting Big Mama. That was a okay piece of fight as well. We get to see Kid was actually holding up on his own against Big Mama. They was basically just trading blows, but it was still spectacular. We even get to see Trafalgar Law actually catch one of Big Mama's sword attack, and they are actually pretty strong. So the kids from the new era actually pretty strong. So we have to see more development in our fight for next episode. In this episode, we actually see Sanji actually taking on Queen and King by himself, because right now Marco is actually down for the count. He actually run out of energy. Zoro is actually still on the ground. He have not recovered as yet, even though he had gotten an ejection from the last episode. And this episode he's still trying to recover. But we get some spectacular fight scenes with our boy Sanji against Queen, where we see Queen now is split up in his full robot form, right? And he's actually shooting out lasers and stuff at our boy Sanji, and Sanji just dodging it and just using his fire foot and kicking the hell out of Queen. But at the same time, King is keep on attacking him at the same time as he have any opening, so he barely had any blind spot to actually play with. Then we actually get to see Sanji take a serious sword blow from King, right, where he could have barely even moved. And then King decided he wanted to go and attack Zoro because I was looking for Zoro, so Zoro would not be able to recover because they already realized that Zoro had gotten an injection to recover. Then we see Sanji get back up and decide to start back fighting Queen, while King evade their fight and actually go on behind Zoro because Chopper was actually running with Zoro body and some other members from Wano, right? Wano summarize on them. So we see King had blocked their path with a fire ability that he used, and then we see the episode come and end right there. So we have to wait until next week to get more from this episode, and we get to learn more from these fight scenes. So basically this episode was just basically to give like updates on each one of the fights, I would say, right? And we get to learn more Momonosuke. At least that was nice. Would have been nice to actually get to see more of him, at least see him in some of his robe or at least walking or some kind of something like that. But we have to wait until episode after this week coming in. Sorry about that. Next week episode is going to be a recap of what happened throughout with the Toby Ruby's fights and them. So you guys have to wait a week after this week in order to see more of the actual episode. So we could say we have a filler episode next week, guys. So guys, comment below, let me know what you guys think. Like this video if you like my content. It's your boy Joe Yunaime. You know it is. I'm out.